Shalom. It's the brother Taza Bashar, back with a video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. I want to give all praises, glory, and the highest honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai. Top honors to the elder apostle of GMS for teaching me this truth. Shalom to the sincere Akyam that push this word forward, all over the four corners of the earth. Today's video is going to be named Inquire, Sincere Milk for Nourishment. And this video basically is being made for the new brothers coming in this truth, to see and basically accept what breakdowns and what knowledge they need to inquire of. And that's basically the milk, Sometimes you're dealing with brothers and they want to jump into the meat, which is spoken of the deeper breakdowns in this truth. But you gotta be humble and let the spirit work step by step. Don't jump into the deep breakdowns. Otherwise, if you want to eat that meat, you're gonna choke. So basically, it's for the younger brothers. But at the other hand, it's also for brothers that are pushing this truth already, making videos, dealing with brothers, cats in the streets, or people they know, how to approach people that never heard this thing before, because you gotta accept that not everyone, I know brothers that hear this thing and boom, they got it one time. But some brothers, they if you come with deep interpretations and deep scriptures, for example, Esau is the dragon, and Esau is the snake, where it speaks about in Genesis. Who's Esau? Why is he a snake? Why is he a dragon and a snake? That doesn't work. So give them also the sincere milk and let them learn step by step, So it's both ways, for the younger brothers and also for the brothers that push this truth and teach other guys who just came in. So I'm gonna start off with the first scripture, and that's 2 Peter's. First Peter's chapter 2 verse. Let me start at 1. Wherefore, laying aside all malice and all guile and hypocrisies and envies and all evil speakings. So that's what you got to do when you come into this truth, man. Lay aside these things that I just spoke of, that the scriptures explain you. Wherefore, laying aside all malice and guile and hypocrisies and envies and all evil speakings. Lay that aside. When you come into this truth, you see who we are. You see who we actually are. You see who stole our identity. When you see that we are the holy people and that we have been disobeying Yahweh Hashem Yahushai for a long time, when you see that, lay aside these things, man. Verse 2, as newborn babes. So, newborn babes, does that mean as if you were a newborn baby again? No, that doesn't mean that. It means that you are basically starting at the beginning again. You have to learn things like how you learn things in this world when you was still a baby and you was growing up. So basically, you have to go back to that mind state that you are a baby again, and you have to learn new things that you didn't know before. Humble yourself down, because if you don't do that, you're gonna mix Christian doctrines or other doctrines in the road, which leads to salvation, and basically you're gonna fuck up then, So be humble and be as newborn babes. Desire the sincere milk of the word. Desire the sincere milk of the word. Desire The milk meaning the basics. The basics. Learn from the basics first. It's very good that you have the understanding of, let's say, Revelation chapter 20, and you can break down every verse and every word you have the understanding of. But if you can't even tell me who Samson was, or if you can't even tell me what let's say what you can or can't eat, if you can't even tell me that or where it's written, then you have no business being into Revelation chapter 20, man. Humble yourself down as a babe, because maybe you would understand Revelation chapter 20, but other deep things you would choke upon, man. And that's the meat. If you're a baby, you don't give a baby meat. He's gonna choke on it. Beef, he's gonna choke on that meat, man. As newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. And that's why I call this video Inquire the sincere milk for nourishment. Because that's what we gotta do. We gotta grow. We gotta grow in this thing, man. We gotta grow in this thing. And the word nourishment means the food necessary for growth. And this is the spiritual food. That's why the scriptures speak about the milk, the honey, the wine, the meat. That's food, man. But this is food for thought. This is food for your spirit. This is food necessary for growth. Not growth in body, but growth mentally, growth spiritually, And that's what you need when you just come into this truth. Because in this world, they speak about brainwashing. You basically need to be brainwashed, man. And in this world, being brainwashed is a bad thing. But y'all gonna be brainwashed, man. And that's in a positive manner. Because being brainwashed means the washing of your brain. Your brain needs to be washed right now. When you just come into this truth, your brain needs to be washed. From what? From all that filth, all that philosophy, all that Christian doctrine, being a Muslim. It needs to be washed from that, man. Y'all need to be brainwashed. You understand? So, and when that's done, y'all need the food necessary for growth. It says health and good condition, because you got to be in a good condition in this truth, man. If not, you got other things that can happen to you because you're not in a good condition. The same is with your body, If you're working out, but on the side you're still smoking, or you're still smoking weed, or still smoking cigarettes, then basically you're in the right direction, but you're still fucking yourself up with that smoke, man. So going to Isaiah chapter 28. Verse 9. Whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. Gone. So that doesn't mean you actually have to be a baby, or have to be sucking some titties. No, man. It means when you done with the milk, then you're gonna get to a next level to get the understanding, to get more understanding and deeper parables and stuff, Gone. So do this thing step by step, man. That's important. And when you teach someone, understand that some things are not um, uh, ready are not yet to be given unto this person, you know. I have this scripture, Isaiah 55 verse 1. Ho, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, and he that had no money, come ye, buy and eat. So you don't need no money for this thing, man. We push this thing freely, you know, freely, freely receive, freely given, freely received, man. We receive this thing freely from the apostles on down, man. So we give it out freely too, man, for you brothers to consume this milk and go back and follow Yahweh Shem Shai in this truth, man. So it says, ho, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, and he that had no money, come ye, buy and eat. So you're gonna buy this thing, meaning you're gonna receive this thing, take it to mind, consume the milk, you know, drink it slowly, don't choke on it, don't be lactose intolerant, and basically let it come to mind, man. Give it time. And you buying without money is spiritual, but also carnal, because Nate Satan, the guys with the purple garments, called IYC, they are out there selling this truth for money. Nate Satan, if you go, you know, Nathaniel 7, we call him Nate Satan. If you go to his website, you will see him selling the 12 tribe doctrine, man. Selling it for money. You will see him selling camp starter kits, $250, things like that. We are here to give you this truth freely, man. That's why me and the brothers, basically the apostles on down, are pushing this truth week in, week out, day in, day out, man. For you brothers to receive this milk, wine, meat at a certain point, you know, and basically to be able to go out there for yourself, man. You know? So come ye, buy and eat. Yea, come, buy wine and milk without money and without price. We are not selling this thing. We are not selling this thing unto you. And to show you that basically wine is also connected with the scriptures, I can give you, let's see, Isaiah 24 and 11. There is a crying for, Isaiah chapter 24 verse 11. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened, the mirth of the land is gone. So here you see there is crying for wine, there's crying for knowledge in the streets. When all hell is gonna break loose, there's gonna be crying in the streets for wine, meaning for knowledge. What's happening? What's gonna happen to the world? People are gonna go buck wild, man. And these things are coming, man. Another example is Proverbs chapter 21 verse 20. Proverbs chapter 21 verse 20. On Salakia, that's talking about the oil, but also a good example, you know, oil. Proverbs 21 verse 20. There is a treasure to be desired, and oil in the dwelling of the wise. You know, because if you're dealing with this truth, you are filling up your lamps with oil, meaning you spiritually preparing yourself with the scriptures, man. With the word of Yahweh Shem Shai. You're filling up your lamp with oil, with knowledge. So there's oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man spending it up, you know. Another one, Job chapter 32 verse 19. Job chapter 32 verse 19. Behold, my belly is as wine which had no vent, as ready to burst like new bottles. I will speak that I may be refreshed. I will open my lips and answer. Meaning, behold, my belly is as wine which had no vent. The wine is ready to come out. The knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is ready to come out and to be brought out. It is ready to burst like new bottles. It's ready to come out. And how can you see that this wine is basically speaking about the knowledge? Because in verse 20 he says, I will speak. So it's speaking about that the bottle is gonna burst because he's gonna speak his truth, his knowledge. I will speak that I may be refreshed. I will open my lips and answer. So bringing out that wine, like what brothers doing when they make videos, they bring out that wine. So basically, we sell you this wine, man. We sell you this milk, and you don't have to go to Esau. You don't have to go to the so-called white man to get some good wine for nourishment, man. This is wine which will stop the thirst, man, and make you long for that meat, but in due time, Yahweh Ratazah, at a certain point you will be able to receive it, man. Going back going to John chapter 3 verse 5. John chapter 3 verse 5. Yahushua answered, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born of water and of the Spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of the Most High. So, basically you have to be born of the Spirit, man. You have to be born of the Spirit. This thing has to be given unto you. You have to be chosen. The scriptures say, I have chosen thee before the foundation of the earth. So it's not for everyone. And this scripture is basically pertaining to the brothers that have to realize some people, it's just not for them, man. For some, it's just not for them. You have to be born. It says, except a man be born of water and of the Spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of the Most High. That which is born of the flesh is flesh, and that which is born of the Spirit is spirit. And that's why Yahushua said, ye have needs to be born again. Because philosophies in this world, the scriptures say Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, meaning America has brought out a lot of philosophies in this world, man. The so-called white people have brought a lot of deceit in this world, by which basically we are defiled. But with the water, with this truth, we can be cleansed. Through the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, we can be cleansed, and we are ready to be born again as newborn babes. That's why when you come into this truth, people say you changed. Yeah, you have become a babe again, man. You have become a babe again, and instead of growing up as a wicked person, now you're gonna grow up. You're gonna go back to the start, and you're gonna grow up dealing with this truth, dealing with this milk, dealing with this wine, with this meat, with this honey, with this oil, and this time you're gonna be nourished well through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, except by dealing wickedly from being young, playing with kids outside and doing wicked shit, stealing a pack of tobaccos from your father and smoking it in the woods, you're gonna be nourished well with this truth. Hebrews chapter 5 verse 13. Oh wait, gone. Hebrews 5 and 13. Hebrews chapter 5 and 13. For everyone that useth milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe. Let me read it again. For everyone that useth milk, so everyone that's busy with basically the basic scriptures to understand them, and maybe sometimes stumbling over them, like for example the Sabbath. When is the Sabbath? The Sabbath is when the new moon comes in. That's the first Sabbath, and 7 days later you will keep it again. So for some people that are still busy finding out how the Sabbath is being set up concerning the new moon, they are still babes, man. And you gotta accept that, man. You gotta humble yourself down and accept that you need to take it with baby steps, man. When you just came from the breast and you had your nourishment, you had your breast, now what you're gonna do? You're gonna try to walk. You're gonna try to take baby steps. Baby steps. You're not gonna leap. You're not gonna jump and run for miles. That's not gonna happen. You gotta take baby steps. Get the full understanding of what we are dealing with right here in the scriptures, you know. And if you go to these other camps, if you go to IUIC, if you go to ISUPK, GUCC, as soon as you stand on your feet being a baby, you know what they do? They throw a few spikes on the ground. You know, they throw a few spikes on the ground, or they dig a pit for you to fall in, you know. But through the spirit, not through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai and the guidance of man in this truth, the apostles of GMS on down, you can be able to go around those spikes, or maybe even jump over those spikes. You can be able to see that pit on time. You can be able to see a herd of buffaloes coming and stop and let them pass by first in case you get trembled by them. You know, that's through the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai given to the apostles on down, man. You know, bringing out this truth. And now I'm speaking about that. Let me read verse 12. Hebrews chapter 5 verse 12. For the time ye ought to be teachers. So when you want to become a teacher, if you want to push this truth, if you have the spirit to go out there and teach this truth to the people, for the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again. You have need that one teach you again. So you gotta come back to this truth. You know, this truth might sound familiar, like you heard it before, but that's the spirit, man. We have witnessed this truth. It's in our spirit, man, and that goes into reincarnation. It's in our spirit. We have heard this before. That's why it sounds familiar, man. That's why, for example, when I first heard this truth, I was like, I'm done, man. I found it, man. And I started watching the videos, man. And I was like, man, I found it, man. Finally. Now I got what I was looking for. And it felt well to my spirit. But that's because the spirit heard it before, you know. So, for the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of the Most High, and are become such as have need of milk and not strong meat. So now you're gonna have you have need of milk and not strong meat when you're starting over, becoming a babe, throwing all the trash that you have in your mind, Christian doctrines, being a Muslim, all that nonsense. When you have thrown all that nonsense into the trash, ye have need of milk and not strong meat, because you're going to choke on it. For everyone that useth milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he's a babe. Except you're a babe, man, and try to nurture yourself so you can stand on your feet and grow in this truth. Verse 14, but strong meat, deep sayings, deep breakdowns, belongeth to them that are of full age, the apostles of GMS on down, who have that meat and teach that meat, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil. So through them we are babies. Listen, babies don't know and don't see danger, but through these men that are full of age, that have this meat, through them, they show us, hey, look, spikes on the ground. They show us, hey, there's a pit right there. Better go left or right. I would choose to go right. It's more spiritual, but pick a side, And in case you didn't know, there's a herd of buffaloes coming, So just hold on a little while and wait until they pass by, and then the road is basically safe. Through them, we will see the dangers of these other men teaching nonsense, man. Teaching philosophies. Because why? Who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil. They know what's good and what's evil, man. And through them, Yahweh we might know this too, man. Yahweh. So Akyam, that are new in this truth, let Yahweh Shimei Shai guide you, man. And give you the spirit to understand, man. And pray for it, man. Pray for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in this truth, that you may grow, that you may nourish yourself, in spirit. And for you Akyam out there that are pushing this truth on someone, accept that speaking deep sayings in let's say 5-6 hours of work, because this truth has been pushed on the work floor too, Accept that in these 6 hours of work, you can't explain him the whole Bible at once. You gotta start with the milk, because the milk has to be inquired for nourishment, for growth in the spirit, And accept, if they don't get it, they don't get it. Understand, if they don't get it, the Most High is not dealing with them. The Most High doesn't want them, The only thing that awaits them is death, punishment. The second death is for them. The scriptures speak about, there shall be some that shall not taste of the second death. And accept that's not gonna be him, man. Just say it once, say it twice, and then depart from him. So with that, I want to say all praises, glory, and the highest honor to Yahweh Bashim Yoshai Babakshah, which means please hasten the time, Yahweh Bashim Yoshai. Hey, let's hold fast Akyam to this truth and push it and edify brothers and push this truth amongst the four corners of the earth, so we can get the fuck up out of here, man. Shalom.